He spit on one of my like pom-pom nail card clip things, and I was like in shock. I think he wanted it to be free. Hi everyone, today in this video I will be doing an overlay of my nails. This will be a watch me work, and we're gonna start off by buffing this gel color that I have on, and I am using a sanding band. So with the sanding band I will be buffing the color off. Sometimes I do this in case I don't want to soak it off. This is quicker, but sometimes I do soak it off. So it's really just how much time I have, and if I'm in a hurry to do what I gotta do. So what I do is I go around the cuticle first, and then I start working around the whole nail. I make sure to go one direction and slowly buff everything off. I'm not doing this too hard because I don't want to damage my nail, but I use the same going around the cuticle and then the whole nail technique to buff off the polish. Now that I am done taking off the polish, I'm taking this cuticle bit and I am getting into all the nooks of my cuticle and making sure I get off anything that is dead skin. This is very important for retention, and I feel like my prep is always really good. That's why my nail sets last. So again, just going around all the cuticles. I then take my second cuticle bit, which is like a little circle, and I do the same movement and go around all the nails, lifting up anything I might have missed. I then grab some cuticle remover and I put that on a cotton swab and apply it to all of my fingernails, and I start pushing back those cuticles. After I'm done with the cuticles, I do like to clean it off with some alcohol, just to dry those cuticles up, so I can then go in with my cuticle nipper, and I just trim all the hangnails I may have. You gotta be really careful when you're doing this step because you don't want to cut yourself. I've cut myself a bunch of times. Be careful with the end of the nipper because that you're like so focused on the top of the nipper that you forget about the end, and the end is also very sharp. So just be very careful during this process. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, I wouldn't do it. Next, we're getting ready for this acrylic application. I take my monomer and put it into my dampen dish. The color I will be using is a tones color, and it is called On Fleek. I am now prepping my nails with this nail prep thing from Sally's. I then go in with my Super Wand by Valentino and apply that to all of my fingernails. I am getting my brush ready, and we are going to start off with the pinky, grabbing a decent sized bead. We don't want a big old bead because this is an overlay. We want just enough. Here I am waiting for my bead to set so I can apply it and not have to worry about it running away from me. So I just apply my bead, push it into the cuticle, and start working it from side to side. You see me really working. I'm in no rush when I'm applying my beads because rushing does lead to mistakes if you have not perfected your craft. So working it side by side, just tap, tap, tap. When I get to the bottom, you see me just cut that excess off and tap the bottom to make it that square look that I want. I didn't file my nails before doing this because I was going to file at the end of shaping, so I didn't feel it was necessary. My nails were already pretty short, so I didn't want to make them shorter. Remember to look at your nail from all angles to make sure you have enough acrylic, and it's also important to use as many beads as you need. We aren't really doing one bead method. I use as many beads that I feel I may need to get that structure I am looking for. While I'm applying these beads, I'm gonna let y'all have some chisme time. So this weekend is Carnival. I am from San Francisco, and there is a big carnival every year at the end of May. It kind of marks the summer the beginning of summer. It's right when graduations start to happen. So it's like a really big event. Last year I did Vand with my press-on nails at Carnival. It went really well. There was an incident with like a very rude customer who actually fucking spit. Sorry for cussing. He spit on one of my like pom-pom nail card clip things. And I was like in shock. I think he wanted it to be free. And me being a nice person, he was like reaching for it. So I was like, do you want to look at it? And then I handed it to him. And then he tried to leave with it without paying. And when we asked for it back or to pay for it, he spit on it. So obviously I threw it away. And I was just disappointed that people could be so rude. And I'm glad like somebody was there to kind of defend me as well, because I was in shock. I was like, did this really just happen? Anyways, so this year I was supposed to vend too, but a bunch of like politics are involved into Carnival and like community. If you work in community, you know what I'm talking about. And basically the event we were having got canceled. So I was like very excited and looking forward to vending at Carnival again. There's a lot of people that come through Carnival, but unfortunately the event got canceled, and the host that was planning the event started looking into alternatives, but I feel like I didn't really have the energy to want to vend anymore. I just wanted to keep my energy, and I know there'll be events in the future where I can take my press-ons and sell and show people my art, but now I will be at Carnival as a attendee, which is always fun. Like, I've been to Carnival since I was little, like growing up. Like, I've danced in Carnival. My little sister is dancing in Carnival. Like, I've been in the parade with my mom and my siblings, and now I get to watch my little sister and my mom do it. And fingers crossed next year I'll actually be in Carnival again. But I just look forward to watching different dances, looking at the vendors, and eating some good food. And I think this weekend will be great, It is unfortunate that I'm not going to be able to vend, but now I look at it in a different aspect. I'm going to be able to spend time with my friends, look at the vendors. Last year I didn't have time to look at the vendors because I had to be at my booth the whole time. And other opportunities will come, and I'll be able to showcase what I do and who I do it for, which is my community. But yeah, that's my little chisme time. I think when I do like voiceovers, I'm just gonna be adding like a little story. I think next time maybe I'll talk about the time I got catfished and like he was like the guy of like my dreams. Like, when I imagine how my husband would be, it was this dude that was in my messages, and it turned out he was a catfish, and like all the red flags are there. So maybe I'll talk about that next time. I have a bunch of stories, so if you're interested in story time, please let me know. But we're finally getting to the end of this hand. We're now on our pointer finger, and I just decided to speed this up. I was like, okay, y'all saw me do it. Let's get to it. Obviously with sped up, you could still see like how many beads it took me, and I'm okay with using as many beads as I may need, okay? Like, it may be faster if I do one bead, but it's okay to use 2, 3, whatever. I'm not anti, like, don't use so many beads. Okay, so now, fun part, we are about to file these nails. I'm taking this 80 grit nail file that I got free from the nail supply. He just gave me a bunch of them. And at first I was like, what am I going to do with this? Like, it's so small, but I do use them. I have other 8080s, but I have a bunch of these, so might as well use them. So I am filing the sidewalls, and it's important to do this straight, and then I am going on the bottom and filing straight the free edge of the nail. I'm just going to repeat that process with all of the nails and start giving these bad boys some shape. Next, I will be taking this turbo bit, and the grit size is medium, working that around the cuticle. And then I will also use it on the whole nail. I do this process just to eliminate any bumps, lumps that may be there. And it's very important to tuck your cuticle, get that crisp look. And I feel like these turbo bits really help with that. Filing again. I forgot to mention that what I did before was the pre-shape, and now I'm really gonna focus on shaping the nails. So I go straight, as you see me filing straight, and then I do the under of the nail. There's not much nail because this is an overlay, but you see that like little space right there, what I'm doing, that's what I'm filing. And then I file the sides of the nails and the top of the nails. This is how I achieve the shape that I like. And then again, the bottom. I feel like the bottom, for me at least, I really like it to be super, super straight. As you can see, I fucked up and the whole overlay popped off. So I had to go back in and redo it. I was like, seriously? But I didn't file enough when I was prepping. Since I had taken off the gel polish, I was like, okay, I don't need to keep filing my nails. But apparently I didn't file enough, and my nail didn't have like grit, so the acrylic wasn't able to stick on for that pinky. But no biggie, I went ahead and applied it again. And you see me here slaying that nail with the excess product that I had on the bottom. I just picked it up and then applied it. That's like a trick that I've seen some nail techs do. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. It depends on how like wet the bead is. If it's like super dry by the time I get to the bottom, I'm not gonna reapply that, you know? So here I am again applying that pinky, and I was really hoping it wouldn't fall off again. I did like think about like, do I want to show this in the video? And I was like, you know what? Yes. I want to be transparent. Like, I make mistakes too, and it's okay to make mistakes. That's how we learn. go back in with the buffer. I use a buffer, the same buffer that I had used, and I use this to smooth out any big like scratches on the nail. I also use it under the nail just to make it a little thinner on the free edge. But I do the same movement around the cuticle, then down the nail, and I always use this step. Go ahead and buff with that buffer. So now I'm going to show you guys how I am going to create my nail design. I found this on Pinterest, and it's actually a press-on nail business that sells on Etsy. I have all my colors there. At first I mixed a color, and then I found a color that I liked more. So I was like, you know what, we're just going to use the color I like more to make these swirls. I'm using like this little brush. I think I had bought it on Amazon. And just making swirls. When doing nail art, I feel like I overthink a lot, and I'm like, I don't like this. I should have made it like this. But you are free to be as creative as you want when you do nail art. I'm still learning, honestly, nail art. Sometimes I put too much gel on my brush and it comes out too thick. It's all a learning process. I do really need to buy some gel pods. I think I'm going to try the ones by Nails by Dev, because she is the nail art queen. And I'm sure her products are top notch. So I think we're going to order that. And I also really want to order a airbrush machine. So maybe soon I'll buy those things and I'll do a try video when I'm trying it. So what I'm going to do basically is take all the colors and do squiggles. And I am curing in between colors because I don't want the colors to blend. I thought the design was really cute since it's pre-summer, and I might make a press-on set with one side this color, and then I think another side with green and blue, or green and other colors would look super cute. So just applying the lines with a different color and curing until we get to our design look. I think the dark blue really brought the design together. After I put on that blue, I was like, oh, this is really cute. This cute. I love my nails. So again, cure after I have done that. And I also went to a pop-up and I got compliments on my nails. So I was like, thanks. Then we're going to apply our top coat, Valentino. This Valentino bottle is crusty as fuck, but I still use it because there's still product in there. I have a new one somewhere. I tend to buy things that, again, because I know I'm about to be out, but I don't open that new one until I'm, like, out. Like, I use all my product. Just apply that, and then we're gonna put it in the lamp to cure, and then I will show y'all the finished product. So I am going to apply now my cuticle oil. This is the Valentino cuticle oil and it smells like tangerines. It's really good. I just apply that at the end because we've been using like so many chemicals, dust, our hands tend to dry up. So here's the finished product of my overlay. I think it's super cute. I do like to make my sets similar but not identical twins. So I usually do the same design on different fingers, and that's how I like my sets. I feel like it's like 2 sets in one. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this, and thank you for watching.